Have you ever seen a leak like this? Well, if you're in the building industry, I bet you have. And how long is it going to take to repair it? 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour? And of course that depends on whether you can get the parts and turn the water off. But if you can't turn the water off and you can't get the parts, what are you going to do? Well, if I tell you that I can repair this leak in just 90 seconds without even turning the water off, you probably wouldn't believe it. And I didn't believe it until they showed me Alfa tape. Alfa tape is a new silicone tape that is an advanced polymer. It isn't sticky, but if you press it together, you'll find that it just doesn't want to come apart. It just loves each other. And that is the basis on which this tape works. So, on a leak like this, if I take a length of Alfa tape and place it on the pipe just to one side of the leak, and the important thing here is that I put tension on the tape. I pull it really hard. This tape will stretch to 3 times its original length, and in stretching it round that pipe, I'm producing a compression on that pipe. I'm keeping the tension on all the time as I wrap this tape around, overlapping on this white line to make sure that I cover the pipe all the way. And although it's at a very high pressure indeed, when the tape goes around the pipe, it closes the leak off. And you can see that I'm not panicking. I've got the whole thing under control. The tape is doing the job. And I'm going to go back the way I came, doubling up, keeping that tension on the tape all the time. I can't emphasize enough that that's the key to it. We're building in this compression that is going to last for years. And even though the pump's kicking in again, raising that pressure up to 11 bar, the Alfa tape has got it covered. We've won the battle. That's 11 bar of mains pressure, don't forget, and it's holding. That's more than you're going to get in any situation. And most plumbing fittings are only rated to 12 bar, so that really is a good repair. Now, you might be a bit sceptical. You might be thinking that there's some kind of trick here and there's somebody behind the scenes who's turned that pump off to relieve the pressure. So just to prove that it's still there, I'm going to cut this tape and show you that there's no trick. What do you think, Tony?
Unbelievable, that.
First time, you've never seen anything like that before?
Never seen it. I wouldn't have believed you could have done it with tape.
I'm impressed. It actually works. You get quite a few products that people show you, say, yeah, these are great, but they don't always work as they should do. But that, I've seen it working. Impressed with that.
You get called out in the middle of the night, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, you've got a leak, you don't want to be messing around, and it's just an excellent product. It's brilliant, absolutely fantastic.
I wouldn't have thought it would have been possible with tape. I would have expected to have to do a solder repair or anything like that, but that was very impressive.
The fact you can just wrap some tape around and the job's done, fantastic.
So, before you come face to face with a leak like this, make sure that you're ready with a pack of Alfa tape. Or if leaks are a regular part of your life, why not get yourself a whole box? Systems used to electrically insulate cables and terminations have 3 things in common. Firstly, they have to have dielectric strength. Secondly, they have to keep moisture out. To be electrically sound, they've got to be waterproof. And thirdly, they must be physically strong. To keep a seal, the most common solutions either rely on adhesive or on rock-solid strength, which only works if the cable is kept absolutely still while the compound is setting. Alfa introduces a unique sealing method, constant compression. Alfa tape is made from a polymer that knits together to form an inseparable mass. This is 10 layers of tape, and after a while it's hardly possible to tell that it isn't just a single entity. Now, you've already seen how Alfa tape can keep water into a pressurised water system, and it follows that if it can keep water in, it can also keep moisture out. So when it comes to electrics, the other key component of the Alfa system is Alfa Smooth. And if I just press that over this connector, this will fill the void, and it offers some mechanical protection so that the bolt there doesn't squeeze through the tape. And then by wrapping the tape over the top of the Alfa Smooth and keeping it tight, it will squash the Alfa Smooth down into the void, and over time this will become one single entity which will keep out moisture and withstand ultraviolet light and harsh weather conditions, and make sure that is an absolutely sound electrical connection. Now, to illustrate the method used to apply Alfa, I'm going to repair this damaged cable. As you can see, the oversheath has been scraped away by a spade, and if it was left like this, the cable would fill up with water. Alfa Smooth is basically used as a filler, and it's squeezed into the crevices when you wrap the tape around it. For electrical connections, the tape is applied in two passes. The first pass provides the waterproof seal, and the second pass gives additional protection. Always start by wrapping from the centre, and remember you've got to keep the tape clean so that it fuses well, and don't forget to wrap along the white line. On the first pass, stretch the tape fully, like you're trying to snap it, and this will create a watertight seal. Continue wrapping for at least another 25 millimetres past the damaged area, and then wrap twice around to make sure that the ends are stronger. Now, the second pass doesn't need to have any tension applied. It ensures that the joint has good protection against abrasion and impact while increasing the electrical insulation. Because Alfa is applied as a tape, it's very versatile. This joint, for example, used by the traffic signals industry, remains completely watertight even with the wires coming out of the side. When making a joint using Alfa, the general rule is to rebuild the cable structure. You first connect and insulate each wire, and then wrap the wires together and make sure the internal insulation is restored, and after that you put back the armour using an earth continuity kit, and then finally complete the oversheath just as I'm doing on this demonstration. So that cable is now repaired and ready for burying. It was easy to do, and it's environmentally sound, and I know that it's not going to let me down, so I can bury it and I can forget it. So if your business is repairing, insulating or weatherproofing electrical connections, don't forget, with Alfa tape you got it covered.
I was very impressed with it actually, and I think I would use it.
What do you think, Roger?
I think very impressive. Very impressive.
Have you ever seen anything like that
Nothing
before?
like it at all.
The fact that you can use it on electrical installations as well as plumbing, I can't see why anybody wouldn't want to roll in the van.
Just to be able to go somewhere and just do the job that fast is just fantastic.